Hi guys, Raphterra here. I hope that you are having an awesome 2021 as always. I know that I've been gone for a while, but this time I'm back with the new form, the new evolution of my climbing slash deck guides. With this new format and all the details that I added to the video, I am very confident that if you watch the video entirely, even watch it multiple times, and if you really try to understand the concepts that I'm teaching in this video, you will have enough skills to reach master rank no matter what rank you are in right now. So just to give you a summary of the new format of my climbing slash deck guides, I start off with a general description or the mulligan, which you will see right before this introduction at the start of the video. And then in a few seconds from now, I will give the general tips on how to play the deck. And then after that, before each match or before each matchup, you will see an image of a matchup analysis template. So the matchup analysis template contains specific mulligan and specific tips that you will use in that matchup, followed by the matchup gameplay so that you will see how to apply these tips in your game so that you will see these matchup tips and mulligan in action. And with that out of the way, the deck that I will feature in this climbing guide is Draven Caitlyn, which is the deck that I used to reach Masters within 2 days. I climbed from Diamond 4 all the way to Masters in 2 days at around maybe 75% win rate. Just as a quick summary for the deck, this is a deck that uses Draven, Caitlyn, and other 3-cost cards to buff up a Tri-Beam Improbulator so that you will have a tempo swing in the mid-game. Another new addition is Lost Soul. Lost Soul gives you unlimited discard fodder and unlimited units and unlimited pressure in the mid to late game, which will allow you to grind most matchups. And now on to the tips, starting off with tip number 1, which is who do you play on turn 3? Draven versus Caitlyn. Generally, I always prefer playing Caitlyn, but in some scenarios, Draven is better if you're trying to remove a unit from your opponent's board and if you have Sump Fumes or Get Excited in hand. The reason for this is that Sump Fumes is activated the moment you drop Draven, or you can also use Get Excited because you can discard the spinning axe that has been generated by Draven. Tip number 2 for this deck is how to use Lost Soul / Twin Blade Revenant. A very important concept with this deck is that you want to make sure that you're trading your Twin Blade Revenant first before your other units because the card always comes back. You can also use Twin Blade Revenant to challenge big units in order to activate Ravenous Flock and Scourged Earth. This is the card that will allow you to grind many mid-game and late-game decks because it just keeps coming back. It's unlimited discard fodder, it's unlimited challenger, it's unlimited board pressure. Tip number 3 is when you should use Aloof Travelers. You have to remember that this is a very key card in the deck. You need to use this card in order to discard key cards in your opponent's deck. Do not just use it randomly. Make sure that there's logic on your timing on when you use this card. You can also use it to make reads on your opponent's hand because, for example, if your opponent was able to discard a 5 cost from Aloof Travelers, you can make that read that the rest of his hand is either 5 cost or less. More details on how to use this card will be available in the matchup analysis before each game, so make sure to read everything. Tip number 4 is regarding Sump Fumes. Sump Fumes is a new card actually added in the new expansion. And the general thing that you want to do with Sump Fumes is that if you have it in hand, make sure that you're thinking of ways to activate it. There are lots of ways to activate Sump Fumes. Number 1 is Draven. You can also use Sump Dredger. You can also use Aloof Travelers. You can discard Lost Soul. You can kill off the Twin Blade Revenant. And finally, you can also use Station Archivist in order to activate this card. Tip number 5, speaking of Station Archivist, you want to make sure that you have enough mana to use a spell before you play this card. Sump Fumes is generally the best spell that you can get in most scenarios because it's a 3 mana, deal 3 damage because you add it to your hand, but your other spells can also be useful in different scenarios. For example, if your opponent has a damaged unit, you can use Scourge Earth or Ravenous Flock. Sometimes Thermo Beam can also be used as an efficient removal. But remember, in the worst case scenario, you can also use the spell generated as a discard fodder for Sump Dredgers or Get Excited because in some scenarios, you will get a 1 damage Tri-Beam Improbulator, so in this case, you can just discard it with your other cards. And finally, tip number 6 is regarding Tri-Beam Improbulator. Do not be greedy with Tri-Beam Improbulator, just use it whenever necessary. Do not try to ramp it up to 8 damage or 9 damage. If you need to use it now instead of regretting not using it and then you just lose the game because you're holding it off. However, you have to make sure that you're not letting the damage exceed 9 because there's a very high chance that you will get a bad 10 cost unit if you decide to go with 10 damage. And that's it for the tip, guys. Before we proceed to the matchup analysis and the matchup gameplay, I would like to apologize for the lack of uploads in the past week, mainly because I was practicing for World Qualifiers. Moving forward, I plan to increase the quality of my uploads, but I might decrease in frequency because videos like this usually take more time and more days to prepare, so I might not be able to upload daily anymore. However, I will still be streaming regularly on twitch.tv/Raphterra. Almost every day, I will be playing many games there, so if you want to see me play, if you want to ask me anything, make sure to hang out on my Twitch, say hello, leave me a follow so that you can catch me online. And speaking of Twitch, if you want to see me playing more games of Caitlyn Draven even after this video, I will be putting in the pinned comment the Twitch VOD of the stream that I used when I was climbing to Masters. And with that out of the way, I hope that you like the video. Don't forget to leave a like and a random or non-random comment for the YouTube algorithm. And also, don't forget to subscribe. I hope that you have a nice day. Bye-bye. Okay, we're up against Sejuani, Gangplank, Plunder. So, in this matchup, we're usually looking for some removal against Sejuani and Gangplank. We're looking for some ways to stop the chip damage early game, and if possible, stop the Plunder procs so that we will slow down the level up of Sejuani and Gangplank. I think keeping one Thermo Beam is fine because it can be useful both in the early game and in the mid game when they put out their champions. If I had some early game, I would also be okay with keeping Aloof Travelers because Aloof Travelers has good discard value in this deck. It either discards Sejuani, Gangplank, or the Dreadway, or maybe sometimes Monster Harpoon. Monster Harpoon would be the low roll. But if it's like this, we're fine. We have some removal options for the champions already. And if they're not doing anything turn 1, that's good for us. So turn 2, we don't really do anything here because our hand are full of Draven and Caitlyn. Ideally, it would be the best if we could get House Spider in the early game. So no Plunder procs in the first 2 turns, so we're a bit lucky here. We could try to stop the Plunder procs with Get Excited here, but I don't think it's worth it. So I think I'm just gonna let this go. We can go ahead and Draven here. He could possibly Monster Harpoon the Draven, but it's okay. We still have Caitlyn. I'd rather have Draven die first rather than Caitlyn. Another reason why I don't want to use Get Excited there is because Get Excited could be used to damage their units and trigger Ravenous Flock. So here, I think using Caitlyn is totally fine. We can get off our attacks with our Quick Attack 3/3s, even if they have a defensive Powder Monkey. We're gonna get 1 Axe and we're gonna shuffle some traps into his deck, which is really good. There's a consideration here to Ravenous Flock on the Monkey Idol. I'm not sure if it's worth it though. If he's doing this, this is most likely a Monster Harpoon because if he's just doing that to trigger the Gangplank or the Sejuani level up, it's not worth it because he already has Powder Monkey anyway. So I'm expecting the Draven or the Caitlyn to die here. Probably the Caitlyn to a Monster Harpoon pool. And I think it's totally worth it to use Ravenous Flock on the Monkey Idol here. Because it stops the Plunder procs from triggering. And we already have a Thermo Beam plus Get Excited plus Ravenous Flock just in case we need to get rid of one of his units. I'm just gonna summon the Sump Dredger here, I guess. If we can draw something, we will also be... If we can draw something good, we might be able to use it. And we're also gonna get Sump Fumes activated if we wanna kill the Yordle Grifter. We can go ahead and discard the Spinning Axe. Another Caitlyn is really good. We don't have Tri-Beam by the way, so it's a bit sad. We've been using lots of 3 costs already, but we're not getting anything out of it yet. So here I just wanna save my removal for now. There's no need to use the Sump Fumes right now. My opponent used the Warning Shot to trigger the level up proc. I think it's worth it for me. As long as we have ways to answer the Sejuani and the Gangplank, we're fine. We're still relatively healthy at 15 HP. Here we can just go Caitlyn. I will consider using Arachnoid Sentry also. So he goes for the Sejuani, which is very interesting. I can just kill it now straight up with my Thermo Beam. Very cool. Another Plunder trigger. I think I'd like to trade away my Sump Dredger right now, because if he has Gangplank, the Sump Dredger will die anyway next turn. You also get to inflict some damage, and that's nice. If he has Gangplank, we can stun though, and Gangplank is not yet leveled up. So he could still have Gangplank here. I don't want to pass here. If I pass, maybe he just passes back. I can go ahead and Spinning Axe on the Draven, I think. If he does use Gangplank, we can still stun. Well, actually, if he uses Gangplank, he can't even attack with it. We can also use Caitlyn's built over Peacemaker. This is a bit awkward. I don't think he has Gangplank though. If he has Gangplank, he would need specifically Warning Shot in order to proc it. I think I like going the Twin Blade Revenant here. I believe he doesn't have Gangplank. He does have Gangplank actually. The scary thing here would be if he has Warning Shot. Should I just stun the Gangplank? I should just stun the Gangplank just to be safe. If he has Warning Shot in his hand and he attacks, I lose the game off of that. Better to just stun here. We can kill it next turn because we will challenge it with the Spinning Axe anyway. Looks good. Okay. Easy kill. I think we can get excited here. Having the second Caitlyn in hand might be valuable. And I don't want to commit the Ravenous Flock because this technically deals 4 damage. I think get excited on the Gangplank is fine. If he summons a second Gangplank, we can still answer that. So no second Gangplank, that's good for us. You can go ahead and summon a Twin Blade Revenant now. It's just really important that you always save removal for their champions because without their champions, they can't really do anything. So here we can go ahead and use some fumes plus Ravenous Flock, I believe. I wanna keep my second Caitlyn alive because I'm probably gonna sack my first Caitlyn here. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. I actually think we can sack our Caitlyn here. Keeping our Nexus healthy is very important. We still have a second Caitlyn in hand, and we have discard fodder with Spinning Axes and the Lost Soul that we will get. It might have been sketchy to sacrifice my Caitlyn there. Might have been sketchy. Okay, good. I think I'd like to Sump Dredger here. We possibly can go for the kill. We might go for the kill here. We know that he has Make It Rain. And he'll probably go Gangplank here, but we can still kill the Gangplank with Get Excited plus Flock. We've exhausted all of our removal now. If he somehow has another champion, we're in trouble. We are in a lot of trouble if he has more champions. Did I beam a little too late? Nab? He's gonna nab now. It's fine. Okay, so he goes for the kill on the Draven. Very unfortunate. Tri-beam has no value here yet. So looks like we're ahead in tempo here. Let's figure out what his last card is. We're potentially going to use a Tri-Beam here. Just to remove a blocker. Ah, high roll. Got the high roll, guys. Does he have an answer? Make it rain. Ice shards. GG. Got him! So that was a very nice game. So that's the important thing in the Plunder matchup. Just have to make sure you have removal for the champions. Another popular matchup, we're up against a Bandle 3 Fizz Lulu deck. So what you're looking for here is mostly Scourged Earth. But of course, we will not say no to Tri-Beam Improbulator. I think I only keep one. This is one of the scenarios where you don't keep both because you just want Scourged Earth. Scourged Earth is the win condition here. Aloof Travelers can also be a thing, but the thing is, we could discard a Mini-Morph instead of a Bandle 3 with Aloof Travelers, but we just have to try, I guess. Station Archivist is also a card that you want to keep until the last minute, because if you don't have Scourged Earth, sometimes you will be able to find one with Station Archivist if it reaches the late game. So in this scenario, I would summon Caitlyn there if I didn't draw the Lost Soul, but activating the Lost Soul with the Spinning Axe is just a good play. And here, I think I just want to get the Lost Soul now. Actually, I want to do this now. I think, or we could also protect it because he could use Aloof Travelers. Maybe we want some protection for our Tri-Beam. Looks like he's gonna go wide and smack me in the face. Poppy. And now it's a bit scary. Now things are getting scary. We don't have a clean answer to Poppy here. Might have to do this. So he doesn't have Bandle 3. He can go wide here actually if his most expensive unit is Pokey Stick. The Poppy is scary. It's unfortunate we don't have any of our kill spells. It's not gonna be worth it to use Tri-Beam there because we won't be able to kill Poppy before he attacks. We actually have a decent answer to Poppy here. What we can do is Spinning Axe into Whirling Death. I think it's a worth it play. Probably worth it. I don't think he has a counter to it too. Also get to level up the Draven and we get to trigger the Tri-Beam, so that's nice. We only take 2 damage. 3 damage actually because of the impact from the Protoporo. Getting the level up Draven is nice, but it won't matter most of the time. We're gonna kill the Bandle City Mayor next turn with our Twin Blade Revenant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we still have enough cards in hand. If he uses Aloof Travelers next turn, it's actually gonna be PogChamp for him. He gets to discard my Tri-Beam Improbulator, which makes me want to maybe just use it. We know he doesn't have Bandle 3 in hand. We don't have Scourged Earth yet, but it's fine. For now, we just go Twin Blade Revenant. That's fine. As long as we get to kill the Bandle City Mayor, we're good. Should we sacrifice the Aloof Travelers now? Because he can easily kill this with a lot of stuff. Probably not worth it though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we actually have an influx of cards here. We are suffering from success, guys. We have to sacrifice one of our Spinning Axes, which we're gonna do anyway. If he kills my Aloof Travelers here, I'm gonna be forced to Thermo Beam on the Loping Telescope because I don't want to take too much damage. I might be forced to Thermo Beam anyway. Yeah. We just want to keep our Nexus HP safe if possible. Every damage counts usually. So our Tri-Beam is safe now because we drew our second Lost Soul. We are safe from Aloof Travelers. It's gonna be scary if he has Bandle 3. Monkas. Okay. Take the block here. We progress our tri-beam. We don't really want to use Station Archivist yet. We just want to grind him out. This is usually a long game. It's important that we get to draw our Scorched Earth. Nice, nice. We have the first Scorched Earth. Cool, cool, cool. That's really good. So I'm gonna kill the elusive one because I can't block it at all. And then we're gonna shuffle some traps into his deck. That's fine. I don't think that's a problem at all. We might need to use the tri-beam though. It's getting a bit scary now. We might have to use the tri-beam now. We're taking lots of damage to face. More damage than we want. I think we have to. We have to settle on a 4-cost unit. Our only lose condition now is if he kills us with face damage. Getting a 4-mana 4/4 is obviously not bad. Here goes Poppy. We have Arachnoid Sentry into Ravenous Flock. Otherwise, we can just go ahead and develop a Lost Soul rock here. We still have enough mana for Arachnoid Sentry. Oh, I should have discarded the one that's revealed. I think my opponent didn't know that I had another Lost Soul. A slight misplay there. Okay, so he goes for the stun. Interesting. So he just wants to deal face damage, and we're gonna stop him by doing this. We're gonna stop him by doing this. Our opponent is running out of cards, so he's just relying on face damage now. So we have to change our game plan based on that. Oh, he's not gonna attack with Fizz. Fine. A bit weird he didn't attack with Fizz, but we will take it for sure. And I think here we just want to start. I'm just curious, if we discard our Lost Soul, he could aloof Travelers and then discard our... If we discard Lost Soul, we're gonna lose protection for our Scorched Earth. If he uses aloof Travelers, it discards one of these cards randomly. So I might not want to actually use the Lost Soul here. As weird as that sounds. Yeah, we don't want to risk losing our Scorched Earth. I'm gonna Minimorph, that's fine. We just want to make sure we have Scorched Earth. And we're gonna keep a Station Archivist in hand for as long as possible. Poppy is fine. We can survive this attack. If he forces this, we just go all in. We just defend against everything. This is good for us. I'm even considering using Get Excited, but I don't think it's necessary. We just want to make sure we're not losing to aloof Travelers. We're not losing to aloof Travelers anymore. But we don't really need to force out the Lost Soul here. Just take the pass. I'm assuming that my Caitlyn should die. Yeah, this is great. We don't want to risk our Scorched Earth dying, getting discarded. It chooses randomly from your 4 cards, and it's literally our lose condition if our Scorched Earth dies. So now we can just start trading down units, I believe. I think I might want to have one of my Twin Blade Revenants die actually, because I want to keep an 8-cost card in hand so that our Scorched Earth doesn't get discarded. This is good. We're cool. We're gonna grind him out eventually. Got him! Yeah, we reach Masters, just like that. Easy. Easy. I'm gonna try to cover more matchups once I'm in Masters already, so that you guys will be able to see everything. Cool. GG. So here we're up against a Darkness deck, which is slightly unfavored for us, I believe. We're keeping House Spider just in case he has the turn 2 Catalyzer. Draven is always good to keep, and generally we're looking for some removal for Veigar. I definitely want the Tri-Beam. And Lost Soul is also super important to have. We have to make sure that we're super patient with our mana, make sure that we're always threatening Vigor. Even if we summon House Spider, we can't actually do anything against the Demacian Sentinels. We just let it happen. Also, if we summon the House Spider there, it could open up for our opponent to use Vile Feast or Pokey Stick and buff his Demacian Sentinels, which is something that we don't want to happen. My opponent's probably gonna use Darkness plus Vile Feast on my Draven. That's gonna be a strong play for him. He's gonna have 1 mana 3/3s. So he cannot kill my Draven yet, which is nice. We actually have triple Tri-Beam. That's amazing. The triple Tri-Beam might win us the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're not gonna overdraw it. If he passes, by the way, we are passing back. We want to start killing the Demacian Sentinels and get some free trades with the Draven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So after this Draven attack, we will want to discard something. We're probably gonna use some Fumes. Or we could just like use 1 Spinning Axe for good measure. So he just lets it happen. Darkness. Oh shit! I should have used some Fumes. I didn't get the Lost Soul. You should always count your hands. You should always count your hands. I should have used some Fuse there. I lost my Lost Soul. The Lost Soul is literally lost in space now. It might be game. That's game losing. That's game losing for sure. That's game losing. I realized it too late. I realized it too late. Crazy. Oh my god, that's crazy. We want to keep mana up for our Tri-Beam. But if he has Vigor, he should go for it now. Okay. What a weird Vile Feast. I just want him to drop below Vigor. Oh, he's setting up with him. Yes, now it makes. Oh, losing that Lost Soul. Literally game losing. I am so sad. I am so sad. We still have the triple Tri-Beam though. We can't complain. Okay. I like using Ravenous Block now. This game would have been nuts if we didn't throw. But let's see if we can still win. We still have triple Tri-Beam. Always mind your hand size, guys. I want to ramp up my Tri-Beams once more. Should probably just deal 6 now. Oh, pretty good. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's not the worst. Does he have Withering? We can actually double Tri-Beam. I think I'm gonna go for double Tri-Beam. I guess we can't go double Tri-Beam if he's gonna do this. We don't want to take too much damage. Let's just take the... this is a bit awkward. We don't want to open attack. You don't want to open attack. Let's have him summon 1 unit. So we're also fine if he's doing this. We're gonna have 8 cost on our Tri-Beams. Now we start inflicting damage. Okay. We don't want to go further than 9 cost. Sir, if you're not gonna do anything, it's gonna keep happening. We're gonna commit double Tri-Beam now. 8 cost is better than 9 cost, I think. He has to do something.
Okay. Wait. I think it's better to flock and thermo. I think it's better to flock and thermo here. We're still threatening lethal like this. I'm playing sloppily, by the way. Do not imitate how I'm playing. We're playing into... We can actually go Lost Soul. If we do this, he could do Withering Wail. Then he's gonna live for one more turn. I think this is much better. Yeah, we trolled there, but the triple tri-beam won us the game. We trolled with our Lost Soul. GG. So in this matchup, this game was a bit of a super high roll. So it's not really an indication of how the matchup usually goes, but you generally want to keep Lost Soul and to make sure you're maintaining removal for their champions, for their Veigar and Senna. You also want to make sure you want to have an answer to a turn 2 Catalyzer. Usually a turn 2 Catalyzer, if you're able to kill it, your opponent's gonna have a hard time, because if Darkness is at 2 damage, your opponent cannot remove your 3 HP units. Most of your 3 costs are 3 HP. If your opponent has a Catalyzer, they usually win. But if they don't have an early Catalyzer, you usually win. That's how the matchup usually goes. But I got the high roll of the year there with the Tri-Beam Imperviator. Even with my misplay of this, of having my hand full when my Lost Soul, when my Twin Soul died, Twin Revenant died, I didn't get the Lost Soul in hand. Even with that misplay, I was still able to win. It's going to be a grind. The grind versus the grind. The battle of the Tri-Beams. We have the Tri-Beam. We're attacking on 3-2. Some Fumes is great. If it's gonna be easy to get enablers for some Fumes. It would be great to get Draven. Oh no, we have two some Fumes, but no enabler. It's actually a bit scary. A little bit scary. This Caitlyn will die the moment it touches down. I'm sorry, Caitlyn, I have to offer you. You're gonna die. Hey? Looks like his hand is bricked. This is probably a thermo beam, right? Some Fumes. So that's a 3 cost use. His Tri-Beam is now at 2 damage if he has it. It's a big problem. We don't have our Some Fumes activated. And he has the Twin Blade Revenant. We don't have our Twin Blade Revenants yet. Tri-Beam is at 2 damage. My Tri-Beam is at 3 damage. We need our Lost Soul very soon. This Caitlyn will die. There's no way this Caitlyn lives. That's gonna die. So his Tri-Beam is at 3 damage if he has it. Wait, is that correct? Is it 3 damage or 4 damage? So he summoned... He used 1 Some Fumes, he summoned 1 Arachnoid Sentry, so it's at 3 damage right now. A bit sad I don't get to use my 2 mana, but oh well. Dude, the third Caitlyn will die. I'm just offering Caitlyn. I'm offering Caitlyn. We have a bigger Tri-Beam than him right now. I'm expecting this Caitlyn to die once again. So his Tri-Beam is at 4 damage. Mine is at 6. We're bricked, boys. We are the bricked boys. I shouldn't have kept the Some Fumes. I thought it would be great to keep Monka Giga. We have officially bricked. We have officially bricked. Okay, that's a great enabler for Some Fumes and get excited. But we still don't have the Twin Blade Revenant. He's just gonna keep getting card advantage if we don't get our Twin Blade Revenant. Oh, if he's passing, I'm passing back. Hold on. Should pass back, right? Tri-beam is still at 4 damage. I don't really want to kill these because they just go back. My hand is super bad. I should just pass back. This is gonna be a long game. He has what he should not be passing though. He has what he needs to grind. So his Tri-beam is now at 5 damage. I'm willing to kill this one for sure. Tri-beam at 5 damage for him. Okay, he loses the thermal beam. Good. He should just be attacking with Twin Blade Revenants because they're free. We have to use this one. We're being forced to use the Tri-beam. You always attack with the Twin Blade into the Station Archivist because you got this for free. And it's gonna come back. It's really weird he's not. His Tri-beam is at 6 damage by the way. I'm kinda forced to use this Tri-beam. I don't have anything to do with my mana anyway. Oh, the high roll! Tri-beam is at 7 damage. Tri-beam is at 8 damage. Oh, we got it. We got it. It's so tricky right now because we don't want the Tri-beam to go to 10 damage, but we want to activate our Lost Soul. His Tri-beam right now is at 8 damage. If I Tri-beam first, he's just gonna kill what I summon. It's gonna be a game of patience. I guess we can use this Tri-beam. This might be fine. Maybe he thinks I don't have another one. Oh, the chip damage? We don't want to go further than 9 damage because 10 cost is bad. It's so weird that he's not... His Tri-beam is at 9 damage. It's so weird he's not using the Twin Blade Revenants. You should be using them right now. You just challenge everything, dude. Yes, this is correct. You should have been doing this for a long time. His Tri-beam is at 9, my Tri-beam is at 9. Wait, is his Tri-beam at 9? His Tri-beam might be more than 9. I didn't count properly actually. If it's more than 9... No, we still have to respect it. It's the endless grind, guys. Tri-beam is at 9. Fuck. We literally can't contest him. We don't have a freaking Draven. We don't have anything to activate. We don't want to get excited because we don't want our Tri-beam to be at 10. And his Tri-beam is also at 9. So he doesn't want to use any 3-cost card. Oh, his Tri-beam is at 10. He gave in to the temptation. Wait. Yes. Oh my god. I have to find a way to kill my Twin Blade Revenant. If he uses Aloof Travelers again, he discards my Tri-beam. And that just loses me the game. If he has another Aloof Travelers. Maybe it will discard this one first. I don't know how it works. Will it discard the rightmost card? If we can discard his Tri-beam with Aloof Travelers, we just go all in. Right now, he has no Lost Souls in hand, hopefully, because both of his units are still alive. Hey, Madishka, thanks. Wait, what did he discard? What did he discard? He discarded the Irinkoro. This might be PogChamp.
We made it. Yay. But our stuff didn't.
Oh, it's a Thermo Beam! We have a second one. We have a second one.
Look, a thing. L, that's not ours.
Ah, he doesn't have Tri-beam! He doesn't have Tri-beam! Your secret has been revealed. We've been playing a long passing game. He didn't have Tri-beam all along. If he has another oh, no. For now, our Tri-beam is safe. Because we have Thermo Beam. We also know he doesn't have Aloof Travelers. He has 13 cards left, guys. We have 17 cards. If this game goes super long, we're gonna win through deck out. Tri-beam of the ages. Let's go. Give me a Bright Steel formation. Bright Steel formation. Oh, Ledros is not bad. Ledros is not bad. We're gonna drag You. An attack with you. I want to retain these behind. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We have the inevitability with our commander. Commander Ledros! Oh! The tri-beam! 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 5, 5. We're still good, we're still good. Oh, he's gonna go for the all-in now. He's really realizing that we have the Ledros, we have the late game. So he's gonna have to go in. We want to kill the units that are not Twin Blade Revenants because the Twin Blade Revenants just go back. Refine at 12 HP. He doesn't have too much burn. Tri-beam part 2. Yeah, I'm using S Draven because of all the Lulu decks and the Nami Zoe. But Nami Zoe is still a very close matchup. If the player that you're facing knows how to play the deck, it's still a very close matchup. I think we might have grinded him out successfully.
Calling hard from our other team. Me, miss? Not by a long shot.
Oh shit, the traps, the traps.
The trap is set.
11 cards left for him, 12 cards left for me. I still have the second tri-beam. I actually forgot to count if he has any tri-beams left. Just force him to use mana next turn. We're gonna go with the second tri-beam, I think. We can also wait it out a bit. If we tri-beam, we have a total of 5 mana left. We can proc it up by 1 with Draven.
You dropped something.
Oh, it discards my Thermo Beam. Oh, that's actually good for him. Nice aloof. So he has a fleeting card in hand. We can try to punish him by not doing anything here. Okay. We're gonna use Tri-Beam for sure next turn. Or fucking sure. You don't want to lose to get excited. You still have the tempo advantage with the Twin Blade Revenant anyway. We're gonna go Twin Blade Revenant with the Tri-Beam probably. He still has a Ledros. Okay, we have the board advantage with this one Twin Blade Revenant. We can do House Spider into Sump Dredger. And then use the Tri-Beam as the last card. If he summons the second one, I Tri-Beam, I take away the Challenger, and then I hit face. This is an 8 cost Tri-Beam. Not the best, but not the worst. Can't complain about the Riptide Rex. In terms of stats though, it's shit. But it has 6 attack. There's a Thermo Beam. Goes for that one. It's gonna be a grind. He has 4 cards left. I have 9 cards left. What a game. This is such a game. Three cards left.
We made it.
Bye bye Ledros. The Ledros was not that useful anyway. 2 cards left for him, guys. 2 cards left. Could still have a Tri-Beam, by the way. I'm just going as wide as possible now. 2 cost Tri-Beam. I'm not gonna use that Rummage. Will it ever end? Nice! What a game, Nanoscript. God damn. The Mirror Resident fucking Sleeper. What a game. Oh, finally. So here we have the Draven Caitlyn mirror. Here you're looking for Tri-Beam and you're looking for Lost Soul. It's gonna be a long, grindy game. The mirror is super important. So we do have the Tri-Beam. It's also important here that you're counting the Tri-Beam of your opponent. Tri-Beam procs of your opponent. We have Tri-Beam and a couple of 3-drops here. Very high chance that the first 3-drop that we drop will die. And I think I'd rather have Draven die first than Caitlyn because Caitlyn's attacks are more valuable than Draven's. He goes for the Boom Baboon. I can go for my own Boom Baboon. The trade I'm willing to take. It's literally the mirror match right now. I'm expecting this Draven to die. There's no way this Draven doesn't die. We have to count the Tri-Beam, by the way, and we need Lost Soul soon. Wow, it's a huge advantage for us that we're able to attack with the Draven here. This is 3 free damage. Next turn we will kill his Draven with Get Excited. His Tri-Beam is at 2 damage right now. His Tri-Beam is at 2 damage. Super important you count. Oh, double Tri-Beam, that's huge. We're gonna kill this Draven with Get Excited. I'm assuming he will try to kill my Draven as well. If not, then good for us. We have double Tri-Beam in hand actually, super lucky for us. And it's not even too late for the second Tri-Beam to arrive. Wow, awkward. He's gonna use Thermo Beam here probably and he just wants to make use of the mana. His Tri-Beam is at 3 damage and we know that he doesn't have Get Excited or some fumes probably, so his hand is probably like Lost Soul, Aloof Travelers. If he has Aloof Travelers, then I probably want to use my Tri-Beams as soon as possible. If he drops a champion here, we can some fumes it. What do we do here? We can start inflicting damage actually. His Tri-Beam is at 4 damage by the way. It's usually not about the face damage, it's about the tempo. We don't have Lost Soul in hand yet, so that's a bit tricky. Okay, so his Tri-Beam is at 5 damage. 5 damage. I think we can go and use our Station Archivist as well. It's all about the tempo. Tempo, tempo, tempo. Tempo is king. 5 damage Tri-Beam. Oh, wow, he goes ahead and uses his Tri-Beam actually. Low roll of the year for him. I don't think we should play around the second Tri-Beam. We should just use removal now. We have a 7 and a 6 damage Tri-Beam. Okay. Bye bye Scorched Earth. We're getting a lot of value for our cards. I think we want to start using our Tri-Beams now. Before he uses Aloof Travelers. We can try to get in one more so that we increase the cost of the Tri-Beam to 8. But we're probably gonna use 1 Tri-Beam now. I don't think we play around the second Tri-Beam. Summoning an 8 cost unit is fine. Totally fine. We have some good high rolls here and most of the low rolls are not super bad. I mean, it's not the best, but it's not bad. It still has Overwhelm and Spell Shield. He should flock my Caitlyn, right? Or he should summon 1 more unit. The fact that Rumul has Overwhelm actually helps a bit. I actually think I'd rather summon an 8 cost or a 9 cost because the 9 cost, the high roll will be Ledros and Bright Steel Protector, but the low rolls are Corina and he discards my other Tri-Beam, so it doesn't matter. We just do this. No, we probably just do this. No, we probably just do this. There's no need to attack with our other units. If we had Caitlyn activated there, we would also attack with our other units to inflict more damage. But we have the Lost Soul, that's big. We lost our second Tri-Beam, which is unfortunate. Hopefully our opponent does not have his own Tri-Beam. So he wants to break the Spell Shield. We can go ahead and check if he has another Tri-Beam. Oh, Lost Soul. We proc the Lost Soul for free. That was a slight misplay from us. We proc the Lost Soul for free. We shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that Aloof Travelers was a bit of a troll. If he has second Tri-Beam, it's entirely possible he has a second Tri-Beam. Bye-bye, Caitlyn. Yeah, we proc the Lost Soul for free. That was a misplay for sure. Misplay of the year. We have 9 mana next turn. We have 12 mana next turn. We can go for an all-in attack with our Arachnoid Sentries. I think I like that. We can remove a lot of units with Get Excited plus Get Excited plus some Fumes. I like the idea of blocking here. We're gonna try to finish the game next turn probably. Let's see what he does. I'm gonna force him to use removal here. You should make the most out of your Arachnoid Sentries for sure. Hopefully he commits the Twin Blade Revenant, that would be the best. We're going for the double stun play. That's fine. I think it's GG. This should be GG. We're gonna drag away the Flame Chompers and then attack for exact lethal. Perfect play! Aside from the Aloof Travelers was a troll play. Yeah, you should never Aloof Travelers until you're sure your opponent doesn't have Lost Soul because you're activating it for free. Okay, so our next game is against Lulu, Poppy, and Zed. We just want some early game here and some removal. Keeping one Get Excited might be fine for the Poppy turn or for the Zed turn, just in case we don't have an answer. So what you're looking for here is Ravenous Block, Arachnoid Sentry. Nice, we have the Tri-Beam. You always keep Tri-Beam. Of course, Draven, the basic stuff. Hopefully we'll get some useful discard fodder here. We have double flock actually. Pretty powerful stuff here. The scariest thing would be next turn if we develop Caitlyn. And then he develops a Bright Steel Protector. That's a bit tricky here. If we develop Caitlyn, he can just develop Zed. This is a bit of a risky develop, but we don't really have a choice. Best move for him would be to develop a Zed, take the attack, and then go for the open attack next turn. Oh, this slightly better for me, because we could possibly kill these with some traps. Let's see if he has Poppy here. Usually the Poppy turn, or he could also go for the open attack. It's a bit tricky. After he goes for the Zed, we can go ahead and stun the Zed, I think. We're gonna take some damage with Green Glade though, but I guess it's fine. Some discard fodder would be appreciated. We don't really want to use Get Excited yet, because he could use Twin Disciplines. And we don't have good discard fodder. Most likely we're going to discard Scorched Earth here. We might be able to get a kill here if he draws a trap. No traps. We're shuffling lots of traps.
Trap is set.
The Scorched Earth will become useless sooner or later, I think. So here we can go ahead and do this, I believe. Goes for that. He actually doesn't have a good answer to a Tri-Beam here, but he might be able to draw Flash Bombs. A bit tricky. Let's hope for some discard fodder. Nice, that's really great. Lost Soul is great. Okay, we're still fine. Poppy. Can do this. You can only save one, usually, if we do this. You can also go for Sump Fumes, actually. This is just safer. We still have Ravenous Flock. Okay, we successfully removed his units. Whew, Wrathful Rider. It's actually the first time I've played this card or seen this card. He will hopefully start drawing some Flash Bombs. Yeah, so if it's Lulu Zed, it's a favored matchup for it. You just remove their units. Ravenous Flock is really helpful there because if they use combat tricks to protect their units, you can just Ravenous Flock. So if you use Tri-Beam, get excited, some fumes, then they protect it. You have Ravenous Flock. So here we're up against Scouts, which is a very similar matchup to how you play against the Poppy Lulu matchup. We're keeping Thermo Beam here and nothing else. Scorched Earth, you don't really want it, especially if you don't have ways to trigger it. You'd rather have Ravenous Flock. Yeah, so here you're just looking for ways to remove your opponent's units. He doesn't have a turn 1 play. If he had a turn 1 Fleet Feather Tracker there, it's the easiest thermogenic beam of my entire life. You can just pass here, I believe. Actually, no, we can't pass. It doesn't have Zed, so it's most likely a misfortune next turn. We might have to pass now. Sorry. Oh, Stony Suppressor. I just realized this matchup is a lot harder than it looks like because of this fucking card. We have to Thermo Beam that thing. If he has Rangers herself, at least he can't use Rangers himself actually because it costs 2. Misfortune coming? So no Misfortune. We're gonna be happy to clear his board if he goes for the attack here. We're gonna be super happy to clear his board. So here we could go Caitlyn, but we should prepare for the possible Misfortune. If he had Misfortune, I think he would have used it last turn. We can go Caitlyn, I think it's safe. Kappa. And we can go ahead and attack with our Caitlyn. We might get lucky with some traps. Maybe it kills the Scout or the Marai Warden. Never lucky. Never lucky. He has Grizzled Ranger, but we have very nice blockers into them. That's something. Let's just block them now. No reason not to. Can't think of a reason not to block them. Still has a huge tempo advantage for now. I'm willing to sacrifice one of these for us to put down the HP of the Badger Bears. We can actually do this one. This one will put the one of the Badger Bears in range for Ravenous Flock and the other one in range for some fumes, which is Poggers. That's fine. That's fine. As long as we're removing his units, we're fine. We have a second Caitlyn in hand, so I'm not too worried. We can go ahead and summon one Daring Toro here. Daring Toro is a very good blocker against his units. Now that we've shuffled 4, is it worth it to flock? I don't think it's worth it to flock. I think his only win condition now is something like a Cytherea. Nice. We remove one unit perfectly. We can go Caitlyn. If he goes Cytherea, we can Sump Fumes. Yeah. We can Sump Fumes plus flock, I believe. Can do this. Yeah, we just Sump Fume this block here. Problem is we're running out of gas. That's an issue. We are officially out of gas, guys. The double what's the name of the card? The double Grizzled Ranger really helped him in terms of card advantage because we had to commit our cards to kill his cards. More Grizzled Rangers. Okay, get excited. It's a little neat here. Gotta kill ya. If he uses Rangers, resolve Vita Venus Flock for her. Okay. As long as we're still efficiently removing his units, we're okay. Okay. We have 5 Flash Bomb traps already. Very high chance we trigger them next turn. This looks good. He doesn't really have a way to deal direct damage to us. This looks good. We get to shuffle more Flash Bomb traps. He should be drawing some soon. No. Never lucky. He should be drawing some soon, dude. Oh my god, we actually don't have an answer to Poppy. Wow. Yeah, he's gonna get us. I think he's gonna get us. I think he might have won the game. Unfortunately, the Grizzled Rangers were a bit too much for us. Oh yeah, we can't let that thing survive. Should always misfortune before you, Genevieve Elmhart, I think. We have a small silver linings that we're shuffling even more traps into his deck. Very small silver lining. This looks over, guys. This is looking over. Yeah, this is looking over. I think he just kills us here. We can't actually defend against his attack anymore. This looks over. He gets to challenge 2 of my units. Yeah, this is GG. Unfortunately there, he got a lot of tempo advantage with Grizzled Ranger. We had to remove his Grizzled Rangers with our own units. And they traded 2 for 1. That's why we lost there. Oh, we're up against a Zoe Nami, Master Rank player. I don't think you ever keep Lost Soul. You want your Tri-Beam here, you want your Thermo Beams. You want threats to the Shelly and Nami. If we will be able to kill Shelly and Nami, it's gonna be a good game for us. Oh, the Caitlyn. In this scenario, I actually like Caitlyn more than Draven because sometimes the traps will be able to trigger a lot of stuff. Is my opponent's hand so brick that he's not gonna cast anything here? Okay. I think I should have taken the pass. There's also a play there. I should have taken the pass so that he can't bank mana. That's also a valid play. Wow, Naked Nami. That's so brave, sir. You are a brave boy. What a brave soul we have here. Oh! We don't even want to use Ravenous Flock, I think. I think I just want to challenge it with Twin Blade Revenant. Isn't that better? We can reserve the Ravenous Flock later on. Yeah, why not? Get excited. Well, if he has to use Get Excited here, he's discarding something. Oh god. I should just save Get Excited for the next one. This is the most that we can get out of 2 damage, by the way. So we just inflict it. Oh, never mind. Now I regret using my... I hope he draws the traps. I hope he draws the Flash Bombs. Flash Bombs are really good here. Flash Bomb, Flash Bomb, Flash Bomb. Nice! Nice! Admiral Shelly coming? Don't have enough to protect, sir. Boom! And I don't really care. The problem with this matchup is it can go south really fast. Like really, we have to open attack now because of super cool star chart. Like you should never be overconfident in this matchup because one good Shelly is all it takes for him to win. We don't want to commit Thermo Beam yet. We can activate some fumes with Draven because we're gonna add an axe to our hand and then we can Ravenous Flock after. Yeah, you should never be overconfident in this matchup. It's really scary. Okay. So, if he doesn't Pale Cascade here, it probably means he doesn't have Pale Cascade. So this should be a safe Thermo Beam, I would say. This Thermo Beam should be safe. We've already used all our removal. We know he still has the ability to summon a Sparklefly, and then if he has Nami, we're kind of fucked. We can still lose this, by the way. This is not unwinnable for him. I should just keep bluffing. I should just... We just have to all in on the attack next turn. There's a good chance we're gonna level up Caitlyn this game, guys. He is still life stealing. I don't want to kill the Zap's Raven because now it's vulnerable to Ravenous Flock, so I'm gonna target the Sparkleflies instead. We have a lot of flash bombs, by the way. He's gonna draw them soon, I believe. He should be drawing them very, very soon. This is a good draw. Flash bombs at the ready. Nuh-uh. No, sir. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He has it? Look at the flash bombs. Hey, good, good. Dude, he should have a lot of flash bombs right now. We can still kill this one. We have Scourger and Ravenous Flock that we can do next turn. We should just do it now, right? Oh my god, should I do it now? Should I do it next turn? What's the payoff for doing it now? I'm gonna get blown out by... Yes! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for surrendering, sir. Yeah, emoting me is not gonna work because the moment you use your first emote, I just mute.